FIFA's a game you can play all the time, day or night. It's such an addictive competitive sports game that I know a lot of us enjoy. And at times it's fun, but then there are times when you experience certain things in the game that can completely suck and can sometimes drive you nuts. And we have a list that we think every FIFA player has experienced, starting with number 10, pretending everything is okay when you're on a losing streak. Let's face it, with FIFA being a competitive sports game, especially when you're playing Ultimate Team or any other game, you're going to experience some losses. But that's okay because it's a sports game and there has to be a winner and a loser. I personally get competitive and can't stop playing until I win a match, so I keep telling myself it's gonna be okay and that I'll get him the next time. And then it's 2 or 3 hours later and I haven't won a single match. But I don't know, maybe it's because of the crappy matching system. At number 9, we have players that don't skip the intro and replays of their goals. This is something that personally drives me insane, and I tell myself it shouldn't bother me since I enjoy watching soccer and love the sport, but I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this, and that's the people who don't skip the intro to the match and make you watch the replay for every goddamn goal they score. I don't know about you guys, but I've been to a soccer match before and I know what it looks like when they come out to the pitch and they sing the national anthem. I don't need to see it every time I play a match, I get it, and I also don't need to see the replay to your amazing set piece goal by Ronaldo again and again, especially when he does his annoying celebration and he spreads his arms. I personally think sometimes that other players are just trying to get under my skin by not skipping the replays and making me watch their goal. And maybe I'm wrong, maybe they're just trying to enjoy the game and I should just let them, but I don't care and I don't want to see the goal, so just skip it. This really drives me nuts and I always find myself smashing buttons to continue even though I know I can't skip it, but it doesn't hurt to try. But on the other hand, let's be real, if you're winning, you're going to watch the crap out of the replay and enjoy every second of it, especially when it's an equalizer or the winning goal. I know when I watch my replays, I hope that the other players are watching it and hating every second of it, but really when it comes to the game, I just want to start playing, so please just skip the intros and goal replays because no one cares. If you want to watch all that, go watch a real soccer match. And number 8, saving the replay of your best goal ever, but actually never watching it. I'm sure it's something we're all guilty of since we love that feeling of scoring, especially when it's in the final minutes of the game and your teammate scores an amazing header that wins you the game. You get so amped and you want to post it online later and save it to watch it later, but then you play another match after that and this time you score from an amazing set piece outside of the box and that was better than the last one that you just saved. So you save that one and the next thing you know, you've completely forgot about the last video you saved. And then you start filling up your storage with all these amazing goals you have but never do anything with it. In my opinion, if you're not going to just post it and delete it right away, why bother? Let's be real. You're going to get better and score better goals in the future anyway. At number 7, rage quitting when you concede a stupid goal is probably one of my favorite topics to discuss when it comes to FIFA because let's be real, when you're up a goal in the game, it feels good and sometimes you win, which is great. But then there are those matches where for some reason everything goes to shit and your defense and goalie just don't want to defend and you concede a goal and either tie the game or lose. Now I sometimes handle this with some grace and say good game at the end or whatever, and sometimes I do the opposite. I get so mad I'll start slide tackling all the players on the field, run in circles with the ball, and then just rage quit because I've lost control of the game that I was just winning. And I really hate losing. That may sound dumb, but I have heard and seen some other people handle conceding a goal in a worse way, like breaking their TVs and controllers and consoles, which is why I guess it's called rage quitting, or as I like to call it, being passionate about winning. At number 6, we have when the goalkeeper passes the ball to the opponent team, mostly when you're trying to rush things. This can happen to anyone, and usually when you're winning, you can start to anticipate when your opponent is going to start rushing the game. And if you're lucky enough and you go for it, you can sometimes intercept the pass because their goalie either made a short pass or just gives the ball away to one of your teammates, which gives you the opportunity to score again. But when you're on the other end and you're down in the match and you start to feel the pressure, you sometimes will start pressing buttons to pass as fast as possible, and maybe too many times your goalie will just hand it over to the opponent and it sometimes backfires on you. This happens way more than I'd like to admit, so I guess just take your time and make sure that the person you're passing it to is actually on your team. At number 5, losing your shit when the opponent wastes time. I can't stand when the game is tied and you're trying to get the ball to score the equalizer goal and the other player decides to just waste time by running around with the ball in circles, or maybe passing it back to the goalie who will just hold on to the ball until the clock runs out on him and decides to finally make the pass. Another way people love wasting time in the game is by pausing it every time they get the ball and sitting in the menu until the clock runs out, until the last second, and then the match starts up again, and sometimes they'll actually play the ball or they'll just pause it again to start the clock over, which at this point I think these type of people want to annoy you until you quit the match so they can get the win, or they just suck. At number 4, never accepting someone is better than you and always blaming something else in the game. I personally will blame everything when losing in a match. I blame the Wi-Fi, the input lag when it comes to passing the balls or kicking, and I even yell at the AI players in the game, which when I think about it sounds crazy. I'll even blame my dog for looking at me while I'm playing the game. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this because I know we all love to think that we are amazing at this game and that we think we're the next Ronaldo or Messi when we're playing this game. But let's be real, when we're losing, it's probably just because the other opponent's just good. Number 3, almost breaking a controller when you lose online but never actually breaking it. Now this is something I personally can't wrap my head around, but I can see how playing this game could push some players on the verge of destroying their controllers or TVs or consoles. But at the end of the day, it's just a video game, right? I don't know about everyone else, but I'm not made of money, so breaking my controllers isn't an option. And sure, playing FIFA at times can be so infuriating that I sometimes end up cursing and gripping my controller real tight and smashing buttons like crazy because I get mad, but not mad to the point where I am going to break that controller. But I know that that's not the case for everyone, because I have seen and heard some crazy stories of gamers playing a match and conceding a goal in the 90th minute, and then all hell breaks loose. You can check online, there are videos of people throwing their game consoles out the window or throwing their controllers at the TV and breaking them, which to be honest, I can see happening with the way FIFA plays sometimes with its laggy input and terrible AI players, but this is why I almost break my controllers and never actually go through with it. I just can't wrap my head around that. At number 2, getting annoyed with pace abusers. And to be honest, I'm guilty of doing this at times, but it really all depends on how I play the game. If it's me and my friends playing, I don't really care, and I run as fast as I can and pass the ball up the field just to score as many goals as possible. But if I'm playing online, I usually tend to hold back, but when I play versus someone online that tends to do that all the time, it's probably one of the most annoying things, especially if they're playing as Real Madrid. It literally drives me up a wall. And at number 1, being a victim of scripting. Recently online, it seems that everyone's torn about how they feel towards scripting in FIFA, and to be honest, I didn't really see the big deal at first because to me it's just a game, but I can see why certain people can get pissed about it. It's kind of infuriating when you spend so much money on a game like this and you play online or maybe even in tournaments where the prize is money and something like this happens and then costs you the match. It seems that people have been upset about this for a few years now, and it looks like it hasn't really improved in any way, but when you think about it, a lot of games have minor glitches and none of them are perfect, and I'm sure it won't stop us from playing this game because it's so damn addictive, especially if you love sports. So just try and have fun and don't let it get you worked up unless you lose out on prizes or money, because that just sucks. So when you're playing FIFA next time and you have to play Real Madrid back to back because it seems that it's the only team that people love to pick, try not to get angry and break any controllers. Remember, it's just a game and try to have fun. And if you think we've missed something that's worth talking about, let us know in the comments below. And if you like this video and you haven't subscribed to the channel, now would be a great time because we post videos like this all the time. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you here next time at gameranx.